Hey guys, muddledmuppet here. How are you all doing? Well, what a fucking week I've had. You guys wouldn't believe it. Anyway, couple of things. First of all, my usual gameplay, i.e. I get killed lots. Don't expect fantastic gameplay. I'm just an average player. And so that's all you're going to get. But anyway, some people have been saying that the best videos are the videos where Muppet gets killed a lot. That's not nice, man. I'm a nice person. Right, anyway, part one of this is what the fuck is a Pagga? A Pagga can be described... first of all, I came up with this because I was talking to an online mate, an American, and we were playing some game. I said, right, time for a Pagga. And he's like, what the fuck is a Pagga? And I thought, well, look, I know you're American, but, like, you're not that stupid. I'm kidding, guys. I've got loads of American friends. Anyway, a Pagga. Pagga is a fight. But it's not just any old fight. It's a big fight. And it's kind of like a fun fight almost, but you're still punching hard. You know, you're still trying to bring people down. But it's more like, well, you've had a few beers and everybody's got the adrenaline up for whatever reason. And they just decide to have a big fight. And at the end of it, everyone's friends again. A Pagga can also be the big kind of fight where everyone goes in with, you know, bottles and pool cues and all that kind of stuff, but that's not the way that I like to think of it. To me, a Pagga is a fight, but it's the kind of fight that you have, and then afterwards you're good mates. So that's what a Pagga is. But I wanted to talk to you about the week I've been having. It has just been fucking insane. Needs some kind of backdrop, really. I've been out of work for over a year now. That's because I work as a nurse. That's my professional qualification. I was also working for a training company, training other nurses and physios, etc. That training company went bust. And I was also working as a deputy manager in a care home, a nursing home. I had a lot of professional disagreements with senior management. And it got to a point where I had to just say, look, I can't be part of this management team. Got no respect for the organization. I am leaving. But then, after the training company went bust and I started looking for other jobs, the nursing home wouldn't give me a reference. Now, the way it stands in the UK, it's illegal to give somebody a bad reference unless you can demonstrate that they deserve a bad reference, you know, for timekeeping or whatever. So you've got to have like written warnings or disciplinary hearings, all this sort of stuff. But if somebody's actually been a good employee and all their evaluations show they've been a good employee, it is unlawful to give them a bad reference. But it's not unlawful to not give them a reference. Right? Now, as a nurse, you cannot get a job without a reference from your last employer. I've taken on nurses myself, and I would not employ somebody who didn't have a reference, because you don't know what you're dealing with. You know, you can't employ somebody to look after people unless you can determine good character. So that was 20 years of being a nurse down the drain. Now, there's been some legal processes involved. I am dealing with solicitors, and the solicitors that I've been dealing with, I didn't have a huge amount of confidence with. They're obviously ones that are, you know, they're a no-win, no-claim, no fee sort of deal. I can't afford the 30-odd thousand it would cost to take somebody to court. But they put a new solicitor on the case, had lengthy conversations with her yesterday, and she actually seems to know what she's fucking talking about. And I could be getting somewhere with this. And the outcome that I'm hoping for is at least a few years' wages. I have incredibly bad depression because of everything that's been going on. It has affected me in every single area of my life. So, you know, I'm going to be looking for about 50,000 at least in compensation. But more important than that, that I get a court to say that they have to give a reference that matches what all of my evaluations, etc. said. I had fantastic evaluations. I don't want to sound like an arrogant swine, I'm not. But my evaluation, you know, I take my nursing very, very seriously. I threw my heart and soul into it. And to have it taken away from you, it is just devastating. You know, I cannot begin to describe it. So it's a long, long battle. really long. This last year and a half has just been unbelievable. It's been unbelievably bad, with no light at the rainbow at all, and it looks like there might be some. Jesus, what a fucking life. Seriously, every day is a fucking battle, man. Dealing with social services, they determined that I was fit for work in my last review, and I am not fit for work. My depression is so bad that my concentration is gone, my memory is terrible. I can break down crying at anything. You know, even talking about it, I am having to not cry. People don't want to hear me break down and cry, but it's part of life. People get depression, and there's often very, very real causes for it. You know, causes outside the person's control. Sorry, I just have a little. I'm having a little sniffle. You can forgive me that. I'm not gonna break down. Don't worry. But yeah, it can affect every single thing in your life. It can make it so a simple trip out to the shops is scary. There's days I get when I just don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to answer the door. I don't want to go out and socialize. I used to be quite a social animal. It's hard. But when it's come from just the maliciousness of one person who's got that power over you, in their position in the workplace, we have to fight the fight. And believe me, I am fighting this fucking fight. You know, if I won the lottery this week and became a millionaire, I would still fight. I would still fight for £1 in compensation. I would still fight for a court to say, yeah, Michael, you know, you're fucking good at your job, you're conscientious, your evaluations are brilliant, and your work references should reflect that. Crazy situation. I even wrote to my MP about it and said, look, the way the law stands, I can't get a job without a reference. But the way the law stands, my ex-employer, who is a bastard and malicious, doesn't want to give me a reference, and he can just get away with that. MP wasn't interested. Papers weren't interested. And this is part the problem with depression, is that no fucker is interested. So it felt really, really good to have this new solicitor put on the case, who seems to have a bit of fire in her belly, who seems to know what she's talking about, and who's actually going to fight my corner for me. Can't tell you how great it feels today just to have that going on. Of course, things may change. You know, things may change, things may not go my way, but right now it's like the best news that I've had for a while. So anyway, yeah, dealing with social services has been a nightmare. It's like, you know, I'm 50 years old, and I've worked all my life, and whenever I deal with them, they're kind of almost like painting me like I'm this person who just can't be asked to work. You know, and working's always been important to me. I've always worked long hours, I've always did my overtime, I've always done my bit. And it's like horrible to have this accusation almost thrown at you, you know, that you're just like a work-shy wanker. Because you're not working, and we don't give a fuck. I don't know, maybe if I get myself fit for working again, maybe I'll try and work in that area and, you know, be somebody who's actually nice to people. I did have a nice person on the phone today that I was dealing with, and it was so surprising and so overwhelming that I actually cried when talking to her, because I'm not used to anyone actually being nice to me. You know, obviously my family are nice to me, you know, friends and stuff like that, but I'm not used to anyone in the kind of official world, you know, just having a bit of humanity about them, having a bit of decency about them. Now, if you are the kind of person who works in one of these environments, or you know somebody who works in these environments, and you know that you're a nice person or they're a nice person, make sure that they know what a difference that makes. Because when you're on this end of the stick, it's hard, man. It is fucking hard. And when you get somebody who, you know, treats you like a human being, treats you with a bit of kindness, Can't begin to describe how much difference that makes. Anyway, this is Muppet out. I hope you enjoyed the enjoyable part of the video, and I hope the depression stuff wasn't too much of a downer. But it's life, you know, and we've got to discuss life. We've got to face up to it. It's not all games and roses. This is Muppet out. Bye!